One of the very important teachers in my life that I've learned a lot from is the lady named Byron Katie. That's spelled B-Y-R-O-N space Katie, K-A-T-I-E, K-A-T-I-E. She's written many, many books, and she also does a lot of workshops, seminars, events. In fact, I've attended 2 of her 9-day events in Los Angeles. I want to highly recommend her. If you go to YouTube and you search on her name with in quotation marks, you'll get over 60,000 hits. And so check her out. She's really good. But regardless of that, I'm going to go through with you her basic technique, which is what she calls 4 questions and a turnaround. And using these 4 questions and a turnaround, you can examine any belief you're having that's giving you pain or discomfort. And she doesn't talk about trying to force beliefs to change them or force yourself to believe differently. She talks about just examining your beliefs and seeing if there could be some truth in them. So this, I'm inviting you to consider this this approach to be one of your tools, basic tools to help you move into the new ethics and the life that you love. So let's step over here and look at the 4 questions. Now, these are taken from, she covers these in all of her books, but these are taken from one of her books called Loving What Is, 4 Questions That Can Change Your Life. So, let's use a specific example. Let's use the example of, say you're not feeling good and you identify the thought that you're having is, I'm not good enough. And that's a thought that's making you feel disempowered and discouraged and not feeling good. So you take this through the 4 questions. First question is, okay, I'm not good enough. Is that true? And you get a yes or a no. Try to avoid qualifications, a yes or a no. Now, if you happen to answer yes to that, then you go on to the second question. Are you absolutely sure it is true? And you answer yes or no. If you answered no to the first question, then you skip to the third question. Third question is, how do you react? How do you feel when you believe that thought, or in this case, when you believe the thought, I'm not good enough? So you might say, I feel discouraged, I feel guilty, I feel like I want to give up, I feel like nobody loves me, I feel like I can never win. So you go through all the feelings and thoughts, and maybe even the sensations in your body that you feel when you believe that thought, I'm not good enough. Then, question number 4. Who would you be? How would you feel without that thought, I'm not good enough? So imagine that you didn't have that thought, you didn't have that belief, I'm not good enough. Who would you be then? Oh, I might be free. I might feel fine. I might look at what happened and see what I could do differently. It would be a whole new world. So those are the 4 questions. Then, after you answer those, you do a turnaround. Now, a turnaround is shifting somewhat to the opposite way or a different perspective. I'm just going to use one example here, but sometimes you can find 2 or 3 or even 4 turnarounds to a single thought. But in this thought, I'm not good enough, if we turn that around, is I'm perfect and complete and wholly adequate. That would be the possible opposite belief. I'm perfect, complete, and fully adequate. And so then you ask yourself to find 3 pieces of evidence. 3 pieces of evidence that could be true. So you might say, well, I was very good at accomplishing, getting my master's degree. Oh, and I get a lot of great feedback from my wife on how I make her feel loved and appreciated. And hey, I'm very good at being creative when a problem comes up. So those are 3 pieces of evidence that could support the idea that I'm perfect and fully adequate. So again, I want to put another plug in for Byron Katie. Go to YouTube, check her out, and use her methods and her approaches to support yourself in fully integrating your life in the new ethics and a life that you love. That's it. Thank you.